Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show, the NXT Ring Report, NXT Celebrate, Homecoming. And what an NXT Homecoming we talk about. A lot of matches, including Carmelo Hayes teaming up. I'll show you right quick. Carmelo Hayes teaming up with Trick Melo Gang, the TNA champion, to take on DIY Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano in a match, as well as Grayson Waller. Welcome, overcoming the NXT champion, as well as Ricky Sanction's challenger at No Mercy, as well as a huge 6-woman tag team match. And you see right here, the Strand was supposed to be in the match, but it's going to be Rhea Ripley, Ripley Valkyria, the main roster star, taking on Fatal Influence. We'll see that coming up as the Pro Wrestling Show starts. NXT Ring Report. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host, as always, Kid Victor. Glad you can join us here on the NXT Ring Report. Join in the conversation. Use the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe, Miss Karen. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing. All right, let's get down to it right here, right now, here on the Pro Wrestling Show. And what a Pro Wrestling Show we have for you coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show. And you can tell right here, the Pro Wrestling Show. You can tell right here with the Pro Wrestling Show, we get things started with this. DX, Triple H, and Shawn Michaels having a face-to-face conversation. Then it turned from playful to serious. Don't know what's going on, and then all of a sudden, Lord Steven Regal, William Regal, I like to call him, came out there to say War Games, but you can tell the tension was high and mighty between the game and the Heartbreak Kid. So we'll see what's going on with Triple H and Shawn Michaels down the road, because neither of them budge. You can tell when they don't budge, they don't budge. Well, we get to this right here. Right here, indeed. Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair defended their women's tag team championships against Tatum Paxley and the other girl. They didn't do so well, but you can tell Charlotte and Alexa, being a fine team, a fine tag team champions, winning their goal against Tatum Paxley and them. Yeah, you know Charlotte Flair and them do. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss was setting up the tempo, and they did so tonight, doing the tempo as well. So good for them, for Charlotte and Alexa. Speaking of that, a lot of former NXT stars that used to have solidified themselves on the black and gold brand on NXT, did about 5-6 years ago, returned. Shayna Baszler returned. I don't know if Shayna Baszler back or what's going on with that, but her and Solo Roca had an interaction, as well as Zarya as well. So saw a lot of that tonight as well with that situation and stuff like that. Zarya and Shayna Baszler telling them what she thinks and how she thinks about that, as well as this right here. What's his name? Forgot this dude, Damian Priest and Tavion Heights having a conversation. There's a lot of folks being put over tonight. Well, it's Sami Zayn putting over the United States champion, putting over Javon Evans. The sky's the limit for Javon. Javon taking advice from Sami Zayn, which he should, because Javon listening about that and learning. Maybe one day they might have a U.S. championship match. Who knows? And where that gonna be? Another thing popped up. Joe Henry popped up in a Robert Roode. Robert Roode came out of nowhere, and Joe Henry came out of nowhere, and they're doing a insurance segment with scoring brownie points for the whole team, as they did for him. But we saw right there and how all that came about. So we see that went down as well. Well as this Finn Balor coming out there and support with so what's his name? Dude looked like Randy Orton or something. He came out there and helped him out. So it was a lot of familiar faces over the years in NXT NXT that came around for the brand. But like we said, we saw that. But speaking of another familiar face, Grayson Waller. We show Grayson Waller. Grayson Waller did his Grayson Waller effect and welcomed Oba Femby and Ricky Saints to the show. Grayson Waller wanted to get to the bottom of this, and we know there's gonna be a championship match. Grayson Waller wanted to get inside the head of the NXT champion Oba Femby and his challenger Ricky Saints. They did before their No Mercy encounter until what's his name? Trick Williams came out there. And Trick Williams laid down a challenge that he wants to meet the winner. He wants to fight Oba Femby. I think they were trying to do that the quick spin match. Trick Williams challenged Oba Femby to a title versus title match. It's going to happen next week on NXT. Trick Williams versus Oba Femby 1-on-1. The winner meets Ricky Saints for No Mercy for the NXT Championship. So it's going to be either Trick or Oba Femby. One of these two men will advance. We'll see. Beforehand, it was just impromptu. We didn't see that, didn't expect that. But speaking of Trick Willie was in action. Trick Willie teamed up with Carmelo Hayes, his former Trick Melo Gang partner, against the team of Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. And what a match that was. That was a real good, decent match throughout the whole time. Carmelo Hayes showing why he had left NXT. You can tell right here, Carmelo Hayes showing that. You can tell right here, Tommaso Ciampa in war paint, war gear, wearing black and gold. Went from black and gold to the main roster. They're really not doing nothing with him. Just mainly mechanic, just like Tommaso John Gargano is as well, a mechanic as well. They put up a good show until the mid starts showing up. Once the mid starts showing up and help cheated for Trick Williams and Carmelo, just continue on that storyline as they did. It helped in more ways than one. Carmelo and Trick. Carmelo and Trick really didn't need his help, but hey, more help, more the merrier. We saw tonight the Miz getting involved indeed to them being a tag team, him and Carmelo on SmackDown. So we see how that's going to go down as well. Well, we get to this right here, impromptu match as well. I told you Finn Balor helping out Miles Bourne over Lexus King. We saw that tonight. Finn Balor making a return to NXT tonight. He's a former NXT champion as well. Let me get to this right here. Um, what's his name? Tyler Breeze coming back. The challenge Ethan Page for the North American Championship. Tyler Breeze unsuccessfully couldn't get the job done. Tyler Breeze lost to Ethan Page. Ethan Page putting the final stops, making Ethan Page looking good over Tyler Breeze in his match tonight. So even Bianca Belair was in attendance tonight. She was in the crowd cheering, rooting things on, as Bianca Belair does in the ring and stuff like that. Well, we get to the main event. The main event of the evening. The main event of the evening was that huge 6-woman tag team match. Mine is Tiffany Stratton wasn't gonna be there. She got injured earlier. Tiffany Stratton got replaced by Lyra Vaquer from Raw. She teamed up with Rhea Ripley and no one contend woman who will be competing for the women's world title at WrestlePalooza. Stephanie Vaquer taking on Fatal Influence. And what a match that was. That match was good throughout. But at the end, Rhea Ripley using the riptide to pin I think Fallon Henry to get the 1, 2, 3. Rhea Ripley and her team won. And her team won big time in that huge 6-woman tag team match. Leaving thing for the open. You saw that tonight. So we can tell Stephanie's getting momentum heading to her match at WrestlePalooza. As well as Valkyria was supposed to get some momentum in her match against Becky, but we don't know. We know that Vaquer need to be watching Rhea Ripley because Rhea Ripley said last night that she's going to be watching that Women's World Championship match real closely to see who's going to be the next champion. So she better watch her back. I can tell you that right now. Speaking of that. All right, that does it for the NXT Ring Report. Let's move on to wrestling hot topics. We just only have one wrestling hot topic, and this is to talk about right here. Victoria. Victoria, we show Victoria right quick. Victoria coming down. She's gonna be in the game. This was the last time she was on the game. Here Comes the Pain series nearly 20 years ago. Victoria now wearing something almost 20 years ago throughout the downloadable content. So Victoria, a part of that foundation. All right, we know tomorrow is the AEW Ring Report. Looking forward to seeing that. Don't do nothing. Don't move your muscle. We'll be here on the Pro Wrestling Show. So for the NXT Ring Report, thank you for watching. We'll see you tomorrow for the AEW Ring Report here on the Pro Wrestling Show.